Today, December 10th, Archangel Michael says, "Do not ignore this message. I am protecting you from harm, preparing breakthrough, and guiding your destiny. Open immediately." My beloved child, pause for a moment and notice that you are here right now, not yesterday, not some distant time in the future, but in this exact moment. There is something sacred about this timing, something aligned beyond coincidence. You did not stumble here by distraction or accident. You were drawn, guided, led gently into this message because something in the unseen realms has shifted around you. I have been waiting for the moment when your heart would be open enough to hear me. There have been other messages you ignored, signs you dismissed, whispers you brushed aside because life was louder, heavier, demanding your attention. But now, your soul has reached a point where it cannot continue numbing itself. You needed clarity, you needed reassurance, you needed proof that you are not walking alone, and so you were brought into this moment. Heaven does not waste timing, and nothing in your life is delayed without purpose. Feel the seriousness of this moment, not with fear, but with awareness. Your arrival here marks a spiritual checkpoint, a threshold where what once confused you will begin to make sense. It is not too late, you are not behind, and you have not missed anything meant for you. Right now, you are being realigned into what was originally assigned to your destiny. You may not fully understand why you felt drawn to click, why something tugged on your spirit, why part of you felt that ignoring this would mean missing something important. That sense was correct. This is the moment where I begin to reveal what has been hidden. This is where your wandering begins to turn into direction, your exhaustion begins transforming into restoration. Before now, the path felt blurred. People misunderstood you, situations drained you, and opportunities surfaced only long enough to disappear again. But listen closely, things are no longer repeating the way they once did. The cycle is breaking. The atmosphere around you is shifting. You are stepping into a moment of protection, clarity, and divine intervention. Do not rush through what you are hearing. Sit with it, breathe with it, receive it. What is unfolding for you begins now, not later, not someday when life is calmer. This moment is the activation point. And as you continue, you will see why timing mattered, why delays were not rejections, and why detours protected you from what you could not see. You are being ushered into alignment, and everything from this point forward will connect differently. Stay present, because what I reveal next will begin shaping your next season, and every word you hear will meet you where your heart has been waiting. You were guided here because protection is forming around you, and your future is opening in ways you could not imagine. Nothing is random now. Everything is intentional, precise, timed with divine intelligence for your restoration. What you are about to hear will nourish, restore, and prepare you for what is coming next. Remain here. Now. My beloved one, stay with me now. Do not hurry your spirit, and do not let distraction pull you away. For in these moments, I am drawing you into clarity, into reassurance, into understanding that has been waiting to arrive. I am speaking not to the crowd, not to the world, but to your soul specifically, because you have needed to feel directly chosen. My chosen soul, I know you have heard many voices before, voices that demanded, voices that pressured, voices that left you emptier than when they found you. But this voice, the one you are hearing now, has no demand attached. no burden placed upon your shoulders. I speak because I care, not because I require anything from you. Do not turn away now. You are not here by mistake. Something in your life has been calling out for alignment, for direction, for reassurance that you are not wandering without guidance. And I have answered that call. When you stay, your spirit begins to soften, your mind begins to open, and the confusion that once surrounded you begins loosening its grip. My beloved one, you are not forgotten. You are not unseen. You are not invisible to the forces that watch over you. Though you may have walked through seasons where love felt distant, where the world felt cold, where promises dissolved instead of forming, I was still keeping watch. If you stay, you will feel what you have been denied for too long: comfort, clarity, peace. Do not scroll away. Do not minimize this moment. Stay, not because you must, but because your heart deserves what is being opened for you. The answers you have been asking for, the reassurance you have been craving, the confirmation you have silently prayed about, begins unfolding through what you will hear. My chosen soul, I know what has burdened you. I know how often you questioned whether you mattered, whether your prayers reached anything beyond silent air. But right now, you are being spoken to, gently, intentionally, purposefully. You are not being overlooked, you are being drawn closer. Stay, because when you remain, you step into awareness. You step into revelation that lifts weight off the areas where heaviness has settled. You step into guidance that helps your next decisions, into peace that quiets your inner storms. And this peace is here for you, not eventually, not hypothetically, but now. My beloved one, listen until your heart softens. Listen until the tension inside you loosens. Listen until the doubt begins to dissolve. Because what is ahead in this message carries the exact reassurance your inner world has been longing for. And if you stay, you will feel seen in ways you have not felt seen in a long time. Keep listening. A gentler chapter begins with your willingness to remain here. My beloved child, I have seen the weight you tried to carry in silence, even on the days when your smile seemed convincing to others. I know how many times you held your tears until no one could see you, how often your heart broke without making a sound. You convinced others you were fine, but inside, exhaustion followed you like a shadow. You carried fears you never dared to name aloud, and yet you continued waking up, continuing forward, even when your hope felt thin, and still you tried to protect others from your own emptiness while remaining gentle. I saw when the opportunities you hoped for dissolved, when doors closed right before you reached them, and you quietly wondered whether something was wrong with you. I saw when you felt overlooked, when others were chosen before you, when you gave more than you received. You tried to stay strong, pretending nothing affected you, but disappointment left marks inside you. Behind your achievements, you battled fear of loss, fear of failure, fear of not being enough. And yet, you carried all of it without asking anyone to carry even a piece with you every single heavy moment alone silently. You thought strength meant hiding your struggle, but strength was the persistence that kept you moving even when life felt heavier than you could hold. I saw the nights you prayed, even when the words barely formed. I saw the mornings you rose despite emotional fatigue. I saw how loneliness wrapped itself around you, not because you lacked love, but because you guarded yourself after being hurt. My beloved one, I never judged you for that. I held the pieces of your heart you didn't have energy to protect, and when you felt forgotten I whispered comfort into your spirit. I know the financial pressure that weighed on you, the calculations you made before sleeping, the fear that one more unexpected expense would break what little stability you were holding together. I know the exhaustion of pretending everything was fine so no one would worry. I know how loudly silence echoed when you had no one to talk to. And through every unseen struggle, I was with you, not distant, not indifferent, but holding space for your healing, preparing restoration long before you asked, because I never let your future collapse beneath temporary hardship that frightened your heart in secret. My beloved one, the silent weight you carried was never invisible to me. Every unspoken worry registered, every suppressed tear counted. And now, I release the pressure from your spirit. I lift what has drained you. I restore what was weakened. I soften what life hardened. I am not revealing this to remind you of pain but to show you that none of it was wasted. Your endurance did not go unnoticed. Your quiet resilience was sacred. Now, rest, for I am turning what once burdened you into the very foundation of your breakthrough, rising stronger than you ever believed. My beloved one, hear this with a calm heart. What felt like danger approaching was not meant to frighten you, nor was it punishment for anything you have done. It was a gentle alarm, a spiritual caution, guiding you away from paths that would have drained you further. Sometimes what appears threatening is simply an invitation to pause, redirect, and remove yourself from patterns that silently weaken your spirit. When certain things began collapsing, it was not loss, but protection. There were situations you desired that would have cost your peace if they unfolded fully. There were relationships you were willing to nurture that would have taken more from you than they ever returned. There were environments you tried to remain in that quietly shaped you into someone smaller than you were created to be. And when those doors closed, you wondered if rejection meant abandonment. But in truth, it was a shield rising around your future. Delays were not denials, they were redirections away from emotional collapse. You may not see the full picture, but there were moments when continuing forward would have taken you into deeper disappointment. Some people you longed to keep would have eventually hurt the softer parts of your heart. Some paths that looked promising would have led to resentment. And so the path shifted. The timing changed. The outcome did not match your expectation, because what was ahead was heavier than you were meant to carry. My beloved one, when exhaustion began appearing in your spirit, that was warning. When peace evaporated each time you tried to force something to remain, that was warning. When conversations left your heart unsettled, that was warning. Not a threat, but a gentle nudge saying, "Do not continue here, something precious in you will break." You were being preserved, not punished. If a door closed suddenly, it was not because you failed, it was because that door would have darkened your path. If a connection faded, it was not because you were unworthy, it was because your spirit deserved someone who would honor it. If progress paused, it was not because you lacked value, it was because acceleration in the wrong direction would have carried consequences deeper than disappointment. Understand this clearly, the danger was not about external catastrophe, but internal cost. The tragedy would have been losing your peace, compromising your worth, shrinking yourself to be tolerated, sacrificing your emotional stability just to belong where you were not supported. And you were never meant to abandon yourself to remain in places that were draining life from you. What was removed was never meant to define your future. What was paused will resume, but aligned differently. The warning was simply guidance, reshaping your direction so that what comes next arrives without emotional damage. Where there once would have been depletion, there will now be restoration. You are walking forward safer, lighter, and more protected than before. My beloved one, listen closely now, because what I am revealing to you marks the turning point you have quietly prayed for without knowing how it would arrive. The shift has already begun, not tomorrow, not after conditions improve, not after you gather strength, but now. Something in your inner world has already moved. A release has taken place. A cycle that once held you captive has loosened. What pressed on your heart has begun lifting, even if you cannot yet name the moment it started. What once crumbled inside you is beginning to stabilize. What once frightened you is losing its influence gently. There was a moment recently when your spirit whispered that you could not continue the same way anymore. That whisper was not weakness, it was awakening. And from that awakening, alignment began to rearrange itself around your life without needing your permission. This turning point is not dramatic at first glance. It is not loud, not disruptive. It is subtle, quiet, sacred. It is happening through clarity returning where confusion settled. It is happening through peace entering where fear occupied your thoughts silently. It is happening through a settling within you that reminds you that something has changed. The danger has passed, not because circumstances suddenly transformed, but because your awareness did. The threat is no longer ahead of you, preservation surrounds you now. You are standing in a moment where the unseen has begun to protect the visible. Angels are positioning encounters. Divine timing is meeting readiness. Provision is moving toward need. You are being led gently away from what would have harmed you emotionally, spiritually, and relationally. My beloved one, this turning point is not about escaping pain, it is about rising above it. Your spirit has shifted from survival into restoration. You may still feel remnants of fatigue, but they are fading. You may still see fragments of uncertainty, but their weight is dissolving. Support is forming around you in places you doubted support could exist. Your future is receiving instructions that your heart is not yet aware of. Today marks the place where you no longer move from desperation, but from discernment. You begin to make decisions not from fear of losing something, but from awareness of what truly belongs to you. A new chapter does not start when everything becomes perfect, it begins when faith becomes louder than discouragement. That moment is occurring now. My beloved one, the shift does not wait until you feel worthy. It activates because destiny recognizes your readiness before you do. Protection is here, clarity is forming, and alignment has already begun reshaping the path before you. This is your turning point, unmistakably and unquestionably, and the unfolding ahead will reflect the safety now surrounding your life gently forever. My beloved one, feel how your spirit is beginning to breathe again. There was a time when your thoughts raced faster than your peace could keep up. You tried to hold everything together, your emotions, responsibilities, relationships, expectations, and the pressure quietly exhausted you. But now, that pressure is releasing. What once tightened inside you is softening. Anxiety is loosening its grip because the season of internal chaos is closing. There is a peace returning to you, not borrowed peace, not temporary relief, but a gentle, steady calm that is beginning to rest over your life. Peace that does not demand anything from you. Peace that does not disappear when circumstances are uncertain. Peace that exists simply because you are finally safe to feel. Where fear once whispered worst-case endings, clarity is stepping in, whispering truth softly. Where confusion clouded your choices, a quiet inner knowing is emerging. My beloved one, I know how heavy it was when your thoughts would not quiet. When nighttime became difficult because your mind replayed every worry, every disappointment, every heartache. And yet, even then, I was already preparing your restoration. Peace does not return all at once, it arrives like morning light, soft at first, but unmistakably growing. Feel it now, the tension inside loosening. The storms within calming. The internal shaking settling. You are not failing, you are healing. Where panic once arose without warning, calmness will begin showing up instead. Where suspicion made you guarded, discernment will now make you wise. Where emotional instability made you question yourself, confidence will take root. You will begin trusting again, not recklessly, but peacefully. My beloved one, listen, your inner world is being safeguarded. You are being protected not just from what hurt you, but from the patterns that repeated the hurt. A new strength is forming, not loud, not forceful, but grounded. Steady. Certain. Feel the difference. Yesterday, you were overwhelmed. Now, your heart is learning to exhale. Yesterday, you felt like the weight belonged to you alone. Now, it is lifting because help has arrived. Yesterday, your spirit trembled. Now, your spirit is standing. This peace is not fragile. It will not disappear when someone disapproves. It will not crumble when a plan shifts. It will not leave when someone else leaves. It is rooted deeper than circumstance. My beloved one, you will soon notice that decisions previously clouded will become clear. Conversations that once triggered pain will not wound you anymore. And moments that felt unbearable will become testimonies of how you rose. Your mind is resting. Your heart is recovering. Your inner world is receiving safety where once you only had survival. From this peace, your next chapter is being shaped, and nothing can steal what is now entering your spirit, gently, completely, faithfully. My beloved one, I know the places where your heart was mishandled. I know the moments when you were overlooked while you gave loyalty without hesitation. You poured love into people who could not hold it, and you questioned whether something was wrong with you. But listen carefully, their departure was not rejection, it was preservation. If some relationships continued, you would have sacrificed parts of yourself you were never meant to lose. What you thought was abandonment was protection shielding your spirit from deeper emotional depletion, which would have dimmed your self-worth silently and gradually. There were connections that seemed promising but carried intentions you could not see. There were people who enjoyed your presence but never honored your value. And when the distance began forming, you blamed yourself. But I stepped between you and what would have drained you long term. Not because you were unworthy, but because you were too valuable to remain where you were tolerated instead of cherished. My beloved one, when someone withheld appreciation, I shifted you away so your heart could remain whole rather than eroded slowly by disappointment. You saw endings, I saw prevention. You felt abandonment, I established protection. You mourned what you thought you lost, I celebrated what you were spared. And now, what is approaching is different. Relationships built on truth, not convenience. Companionship rooted in loyalty, not dependency. People who recognize your presence as blessing, not an option. You will be valued deeply, spoken to with sincerity, and treated with care that does not fade when life becomes difficult. You will see reciprocity, not excuses. You will witness consistency, not temporary interest. My beloved one, the season of chasing love is ending. The season of being chosen is beginning. The ones coming into your life will not confuse you. They will not half-love you. They will not require you to shrink to be accepted. Their actions will match their words. They will honor your emotions instead of using them. They will carry a peace that supports your growth instead of a pressure that drains you. They will celebrate your strengths rather than compete with them. Not everyone you meet will stay, but the ones who remain will be purposeful. Destiny-aligned connections carry spiritual responsibility. They come to build, not to weaken. They come to comfort, not to disturb. And you will recognize them because peace will accompany them naturally. No force. No convincing. No confusion. Your spirit will rest around them. My chosen soul, relationships that once hurt you prepared you to identify real love. What once betrayed you refined your discernment. What once diminished you awakened your boundaries. Now you are ready, not desperate, but ready. And what is aligned for you is already approaching with timing that protects your heart, honors your worth, and finally reflects the love you always gave so generously. My beloved one, I saw when you felt like life was closing in financially, when every decision required calculation, when even small needs felt heavy. You carried the weight of responsibility in silence, believing you had no room to fall. But listen carefully, what you called lack was not abandonment. It was protection from spending, binding, or investing into places that would have drained you deeper later. I withheld certain opportunities not to limit you, but to keep you from sowing into soil that would never return harvest or peace. There were moments when money slipped through your hands faster than you could hold it, and you assumed this was failure. But some of what left was never meant to remain. Some of what you desired to pursue was never meant to build your future. My beloved one, had certain doors opened earlier, they would have obligated you to people, systems, or commitments that would have consumed your peace and redirected your path away from destiny. I narrowed the road so you would not be entangled in agreements that appeared beneficial but would later burden you. What looked like delay was strategic protection. What looked like lack was redirection. What looked like stagnation was preparation for sustainable expansion. I did not allow premature increases, because increase without stability collapses under pressure, and I love you too deeply to give you blessings you are not supported to carry. Now, you are stepping into right timing. Resources will align without emotional strain. Provision will meet real need, not temporary desire. Opportunities will match your growth, not your fear. You will not chase stability, stability will find you because now your foundation is strengthened. I am guiding you into choices that honor your peace, into opportunities that honor your worth, into direction that aligns with the purpose your life was shaped for. My beloved one, open your heart to this. You are moving into financial ease, not reckless abundance, but steady sufficiency that expands. You are moving into wise agreements, supportive environments, and pathways that affirm your calling. You will not survive from necessity, you will operate from clarity. What once felt like risk will begin feeling like instruction. What once overwhelmed you will now unfold step by step with peace resting over each decision. Your direction is no longer scattered. You will know where to go, what to stop, what to begin, and what to let pass. Provision flows when confusion ends. And confusion has ended. Now alignment takes place. You will see new doors open, not demanding your peace as payment, but welcoming your presence because you carry value. You will no longer feel behind, you will feel positioned. You will no longer feel lost, you will feel guided. My beloved one, your path is protected. Your finances are recovering. Your steps are being directed. And everything that comes now will support your future, not threaten it. Stability is forming, and you will soon see that nothing lost was truly loss. It was preparation for what fits your destiny. My beloved one, pause and truly feel the atmosphere around this moment, because what surrounds you now is not ordinary. There are days that pass quietly, blending into routine, repeating familiar patterns, offering nothing new, but this is not one of those days. This moment holds a rare alignment, a crossing of readiness, awareness, divine orchestration, and timing that seldom meets so precisely. You are not simply experiencing change, you are standing inside a doorway where what once prepared you is now converging into what will carry you forward. This moment is not accidental. It has been forming for longer than you realized. The experiences that stretched you, the disappointments that humbled you, the questions that awakened clarity, all of them led here. You are not arriving empty, you are arriving with wisdom earned through difficulty, discernment formed through trial, and strength created through vulnerability. Ordinary days do not contain this kind of intersection, but turning points do, especially when destiny has ripened enough to reveal itself. You are standing in a window of clarity where what once confused you no longer holds the same power. Thoughts that once tangled your mind now loosen. People who once distracted your heart no longer influence your direction. Patterns that once repeated have begun dissolving quietly. You are not imagining the shift, you are perceiving it. This moment is rare because you are ready in a way you were not before. Sometimes life brings opportunities when you are not yet strong enough to embrace them, and so timing delays. But now alignment has caught up with readiness, and readiness has caught up with wisdom. What comes next will not slip through your hands the way earlier opportunities did. This time, you will recognize what belongs. This time, you will not chase where you should walk away. This time, you will not diminish yourself to be accepted. My beloved one, what makes this moment sacred is that intervention has already begun. Support is already in motion. Restoration already initiated. Direction already adjusting. You are not waiting for alignment to begin, you are stepping into alignment already unfolding. It is like a door that has already begun opening. You simply need to walk through it. Where ordinary days repeat patterns, this moment interrupts them. Where routine takes without giving, this moment gives without requiring. Where confusion once blocked vision, this moment reveals clarity like light entering through open curtains. The spiritual realm registers this moment differently. The energetic path before you looks different now. You are being positioned, not by pressure, but by guidance. You are inside a divine intersection that becomes a marker between what was and what will be. My beloved one, look again at this moment, not as coincidence, not as chance, but as an appointed pause in time. And when you move forward, doors that resisted will respond differently, opportunities will find you, and clarity will remain steady. This moment is not ordinary, it is sacred, rare, and aligned specifically with your unfolding future. My beloved one, alignment does not require pressure, force, or tension. It rises through soft decisions, gentle openings, and quiet agreement with what your inner knowing has already whispered. You align not by doing more, but by releasing what tightens your spirit. Surrender is not weakness, it is permission for peace to enter. Sometimes alignment begins with soft acceptance, saying, I no longer need to fight what is already leaving. What dissolves is not punishment, it is release. What exits is not rejection, it is redirection. When you stop returning to what drains you, alignment strengthens. My beloved one, openness is not vulnerability, it is agreement with truth. When you listen to the gentle nudge, you step closer to peace. When you admit this no longer fits, you create space for what truly belongs. You align through honesty. You align through listening inward. You align through softening, not striving. Forgiveness is alignment, not dismissal. Forgiving does not approve what broke you. It frees you from replaying the wound. Release is alignment. Letting go is spiritual maturity, because you choose peace over constant inner negotiation. When you stop arguing with endings, beginnings accelerate. Your posture matters. Not the posture of performance, but of permission. I allow peace to stay. I allow clarity to guide. I allow support to reach me. These are quiet agreements, yet they shift everything. Fear tightens, openness loosens. Fear chants, survive, alignment whispers, receive. Fear speaks of loss, alignment speaks of direction. My beloved one, you align when you stop defending old pain and start welcoming new peace. Decisions do not need to be dramatic. Sometimes alignment begins with saying, I will rest now. I will speak kindly to myself. I will stop explaining my softness. These choices are spiritual breakthroughs disguised as small gestures. You align when you stop forcing outcomes. You align when you trust timing. You align when you stop chasing what is already letting go. Release is not loss, it is redirection. Now breathe. You are aligning already. You do not need to force what is forming. You simply need to stay open. Openness creates space. Space allows clarity. Clarity invites peace. Every gentle decision you make sends a message into your future. I am ready to receive what honors me. And what honors you will come. Not because you force it, but because you stopped resisting peace. This is alignment. This is surrender. This is spiritual softness that opens doors effort could never unlock. You are safe to choose differently. Safe to rest. Safe to hope. Safe to receive. Safety is alignment. Peace is alignment. Openness is alignment. And as you remain receptive, the direction of your life will meet you with clarity that does not require explanation. You will know where to step. You will know what to release. You will know what to welcome. Alignment unfolds through peace, and that peace is already resting upon you. Now continue opening, and life will rise to meet you, gently, fully, beautifully. Return. My beloved one, look ahead with the eyes of your spirit and see the version of you that is emerging. See the one who no longer trembles at uncertainty, who no longer carries old fears into new beginnings. This future you rises with clarity, moving through life without shrinking or doubting their worth ever again. This self walks without replaying wounds, without apologizing for existing, without questioning whether love, stability, or peace are deserved. Imagine waking and feeling supported, not pressured. Imagine decisions unfolding with clarity because confusion no longer clouds you. Imagine relationships that speak safety into your heart, communities that uplift you, connections where reciprocity is natural. You will attract what mirrors your growth, not what echoes old pain. Those who approach will move gently, honoring your heart instead of extracting from it. Your future self carries emotional stillness. Not silence, stillness. A heart that does not panic at change. A mind that does not assume abandonment. You will no longer be triggered by memories that once held you hostage. The version of you forming now responds from wisdom rather than fear. No repeating cycles, no reliving of heartbreak disguised as hope. See the space around this future self, no clutter, no residue of old battles, no weight from past mistakes. I have cleared the path. And as you step forward, stability will meet you like firm ground beneath your feet. Finances will not stretch you thin, provision will match responsibility without exhaustion. Work will not drain you, it will align. Opportunities will not pass by unnoticed, they will recognize you. The future you does not ask, will everything fall apart again? They know restoration is not temporary. They trust that nothing genuinely meant for them will vanish. They walk in dignity. They walk in peace. And their peace is visible. Others will sense it before you speak. That peace will be your new frequency, drawing people who love gently, who show up consistently, who stay without being asked. My beloved one, you must understand this. You are not walking toward a fragile improvement. You are walking toward sustained transformation. You will not constantly rebuild. You will live established. You will not always recover. You will live restored. Imagine sitting in your future space, lighter, calmer, more rooted. Imagine looking back and realizing every delay preserved you and every ending redirected you. Nothing wasted. Nothing lost. Nothing taken from you that belonged. Your future self worships without fear, receives without guilt, gives without depletion, forgives without forgetting wisdom. Their voice is steady. Their life is steady. Their heart is steady. And that version is not far. Every moment of release, every decision of peace, every step made in alignment ushers you closer. You are transforming. You are stabilizing. You are becoming who you were designed to be. And I will walk you there, safely, completely, faithfully, until restoration is no longer hope, but reality. My beloved one, remain here in the calm that has settled over your spirit. You are covered now, not momentarily, not conditionally, but continually. The protection that surrounds you is active, strong, and gentle. You are not walking into your future unguarded. What once threatened to weaken you no longer has authority. You are stepping forward with a grace that shields your mind, a clarity that guides your choices, and a peace that remains even when circumstances shift. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. Heaven has not paused concerning your life. Every step in front of you is watched, supported, and softly directed. I do not require urgency from you, and I do not ask you to rush. You are safe to move slowly, to breathe deeply, to trust the timing unfolding beneath your feet. What is meant for you will not vanish. What is aligned for you will not require panic. When fear tries to echo, return to this message. When doubt tries to convince you that nothing has changed, listen again. When heaviness tries to sit on your chest, breathe these words back into your spirit. I am covered. I am seen. I am protected. Peace is not fragile in your life anymore. It is established, anchored, held by divine intention. My beloved one, the next days, weeks, or months will not mirror where you once walked. You will see evidence, small at first, then unmistakable, of new direction forming. Conversations will shift. Opportunities will align without strain. Rest will replace fatigue. Where your heart once braced for disappointment, you will now expect favor. Where you once feared repeated pain, you will witness gentleness. And when you feel uncertain, you do not have to figure everything out. You can rest. You can pause. You can ask for clarity, and clarity will meet you. Nothing is being demanded of you except to remain open, remain steady, and remain trusting in what has already begun. My beloved one, I bless your steps. I bless your mind with stillness and strength. I bless your relationships with authenticity and loyalty. I bless your finances with sufficiency and progression. I bless your body with resilience and restoration. I bless your home with peace. You do not need to chase affirmation, because you are affirmed. You do not need to fear losing what is yours, because what is yours is guarded. You do not need to wonder whether you are worthy, because your worth is established. Remain here, not physically, but spiritually. Remain in the awareness that you are guided. Remain in the truth that you are not late. Remain in the knowing that nothing meant for you will bypass you. You are covered now, in protection, in clarity, in alignment, in grace. And as you move forward, blessings will meet you without force, and peace will accompany your steps. Go gently, beloved one. You are held. You are safe. You are covered, now and always.